Stephanie White and the Indiana Fever front office just did something so baffling, so deliberately destructive, so absolutely indefensible, that Caitlin Clark herself had to go on record and publicly separate herself from the decision. And I want every single person watching this video to let that sink in for a moment. The face of the WNBA, the most important player this league has seen in a generation, the woman who single-handedly moved the needle on television ratings, ticket sales, and mainstream sports conversation, had to stand in front of cameras after a 106-92 loss and tell the world, on the record, to the Indy Star and to ESPN, that was not my decision. That was somebody else's decision. I didn't want to do that. Welcome back. This is Rim Run, and today we are ripping the doors completely off the Indiana Fever's substitution disaster and documenting the exact moment this coaching staff proved they are not equipped to manage the most valuable asset in women's basketball.
Stephanie White said anytime you missed a couple of weeks, it's going to take time to get acclimated. It's going to take time to...
Before I walk you through every damning quote, every brutal time log number, and every glaring contradiction between what Stephanie White said publicly and what Caitlin Clark said publicly, I need you to understand something that the mainstream sports media has completely glossed over. This is not a story about a minutes restriction. Every single person watching this video understands that a player coming back from a back injury after 2.5 weeks away from game action is going to face some kind of minutes limit. Nobody here is arguing against that. That is rational. That is standard sports medicine protocol. That is not the issue. The issue, and I have been documenting this organizational dysfunction for weeks now, and if you missed my breakdown from earlier this month, go check it now. The issue is the specific, catastrophic, baffling way Stephanie White chose to implement that restriction. Because there is a massive difference between a minutes restriction and what we actually watched happen in that game. And Caitlin Clark, to her credit, refused to stay quiet about it. She went to the Indy Star, she went to ESPN, she put it on the record, and I am going to give you every single word of it right here on Rim Run.